it's like fundamentally, it's just like you have to believe that something's possible. And I think it depends on how we define failure. So for the people who don't start, then it's probably a belief issue. Like they failed by never starting. And that's the vast majority of the people. They fail before they start the race. Of the people who do start the race, um, I think just for people sub $1 million, almost all, you know what? It's not, I won't even say that. It's at all levels. Distraction is a huge one. They start 6 businesses in the hopes that one of them will take off because they fundamentally don't understand how business works. Like you have very constrained resources in terms of time, money, effort, human capital, people. And you have to allocate all of those things to one business to just have a hope that it's going to work. I think focus is a massive one. So that's kind of equal opposite of distraction. And then in terms of beliefs, the belief is the early days. Distraction kind of is pervasive. Sometimes it's just business model things, which I would just translate up to skill deficiencies. So once someone gets started, I think there's just 2 buckets. You've got procedural knowledge and declarative knowledge, which is basically the 2 types of knowledge that exist, which is knowing how to do something and knowing that something exists or that something's possible. And so this is where people talk about mindset, manifestate, whatever. It's like fundamentally, it's just like you have to believe that something's possible. And so if you meet somebody who's doing $10 million a year and they're the same age as you, growing in the same hometown, you're like, well, I guess that's possible, right? And all of a sudden it's like, man, my perspective totally changed. Like my mindset, I manifested, who knows, whatever. But like you fundamentally now believe it can happen. But then the only delta that you have is how to do it, right? That's procedural. So we could talk about private equity all day on here, and someone could listen to every private equity podcast in the world. You understand that people are doing it, but you don't understand how to do it. And you can understand all the steps, but until you go through it, you won't know how it works. And then once you do, then you can do it again.